Hey, so I'm on the internet, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and I see everyone is putting the final touches on their 2020 plans, including myself, right? Crossing the final T's and dotting the last I's on that. Very excited about what the new year, the new decade will hold. But I also came across a stat. I actually came across it some time ago. But as I was thinking about this video, I thought I'd look into it. And according to research, 80% of New Year's resolutions fall through by February. And I say that not to be negative, but to forward the idea that although setting your goals for the new year is a good thing, right? Setting your goals in general is a great thing. I don't think in this case is the best first step. What do I mean? I think that before you even begin to set goals, or even while you're setting goals, you can do it in tandem. I think there's three questions that we should all be asking ourselves. Three questions that even I ask myself before I take on any new endeavor or even set New Year's resolution, and I'll share them with you now. The first question is, and I'll give some context in between. The first question is, how am I getting in my own way, right? Oftentimes, if you really look at your life from a 30,000 foot view, you see yourself falling into habits and patterns, right? More so patterns. And you know, if you look at the most painful milestones in your life, I think if you give it some time, you can see how these poor patterns that we all adopt at certain points of our life, how those have contributed to that outcome. So by asking yourself, how am I getting in my own way, or even how am I contributing to these poor outcomes, in working through that question, you'll create more self-awareness, right? So again, the first question I always recommend to ask is, how am I getting in my own way? And it also is useful because it sets a system of accountability, right? Self-accountability, right? That way you can become more resourceful and more responsible for your own actions, instead of blaming the world, or blaming your friends, or just blaming powers that you really don't have much control over, and start looking inward for change. The second question is, what can I do about it, right? Again, once you have that self-awareness, now you got to create an action plan for working through it. And then with that action plan, now you're in a position to counter and catch yourself when you're making, faulty behavior, when you're falling into the same traps. Now you have a plan of action to not only catch yourself when you're falling into those traps, but also do something about it, right? Whether it's just stepping away from a certain action you're about to take, or slow, or just come to a full stop, right? And say, I'm not going to go forward with this because I know where it leads. I know where the story ends, as I like to say. And the third question is, why does it matter for me to change? I think having a strong why in all aspects of your life is important, whether it's your main North Star, and that you kind of model your life after, or in this case, right, just setting some goals for the new year. So asking yourself, why does it matter for me to change? Even it will create in you the fuel that'll help you keep going past February, past March, past June, past August, and hopefully into the next year, right? So without a why, you're going to have a hard time getting through the hard times. So again, big important question everyone should ask yourselves was, why am I doing this, right? What's the goal here, right? Is it more than just getting a couple extra dollars at the end of the year, or losing a few pounds? Like, why is it important for me? And if you really want to think about, why is it important for those I love, that I make this change or these changes? And I think once you have answered the questions of how am I getting in my own way, what can I do about it, and why does it matter for me to change, you'll have a great framework for directing yourself in the new year, and hopefully without error. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. I'm happy to help. And again, looking forward to 2020 just like you. Bye.